Okay, here's a handy little video to show some of the steps to help you do maintenance on your Stinger 2. Some of the features that we've upgraded on it from the original Stinger have been to make it very serviceable. So we're going to do this real quick for you. You'll see the photograph of the suggested tools. That's to get at every part of your hot end if you need to change a tip, heater block, heat break, thermistor, or heater core. We'll start by taking out two number 1 Phillips screws, removing the cover. Incidentally, I'm leaving the power on to this, and that's for if you want it to heat up before removing the tip or the Bowden tube. You'd want the heater connected. We're going to basically do it that way. So let's remove the cover. Take the number 1 Phillips again. Remove the front cover. There's 2 screws. Just leave those right in there. You'll remove your fan. We want to take care that we don't put much pressure on this, so we're just going to kind of hold back on the Stinger, and the fan pulls straight out. It's still running. This could be a problem if you got something in that you could break a fin. We're just going to put it out of harm's way.
Okay, I'm going to speed through this part. You don't need to see me fiddling with these little bolts. The proper way to do this is to actually pull down, once you have those bolts free, is to pull down on the complete E3D hot end assembly.
Your E3D will pull right straight down out of the bottom. At this point, you can remove your keeper ring. I like to put my screws back in the holes to keep track of them. And it's not a must-do. Makes it a little easier to route your wires out of the side if you remove the left fan. Use your 2mm wrench. Loosen the screw that holds the fang in place. Just give it a half a turn. You just need to loosen it up. I'm going to slip that up and out. Your E3D comes down. You remove the keeper in 2 pieces. You pull your wires free. You're now free to service your hot end. Assembly is in the same sequence as removal. You put your keeper ring together. You want to make sure that your split in the 2 keeper halves are facing straight forward. You just grab it by the Bowden tube. You're going to route your wires up behind that left bracket, straight up and through there. The keeper ring will go on. And you'll line up the 2 screws with the holes. Now if you go back and forth just a little bit, your screws will find that. You'll find the threaded holes in the keeper halves. Now we found them. We're just going to get a little snug. Snug this one down. Okay, we're going to back off of one just for a half a thread. And we want to make sure our block, this is a good time you can straighten up your heater block in that area. Square it up real good. And then tighten your keeper ring down. Next, in the same order as it came off, the left fan. Okay. This is a neat little trick. The surface, top surface of the chassis aligns with the top surface of the fan when the fan is down all the way. The distance from your bed, the surface of your bed, and your tip now will be about the same with that attitude. You want to bring this up. If you want your fang, as your stinger touches off, if you want your fang 2 millimeters away from the bed surface, you'll leave 2 millimeters right up here. Okay, we got our first screw snug. I got about 2 millimeters up here on the top of the deck. The top is snug. Your fan goes up. You see the cutout of the fan. That's the top. The fan goes up as far as you can. It's actually in contact with the keeper, the keepers. And you push it in all the way and center it. And it should pull itself in. You should be able to move the fan back and forth once you're in there. If you can't, you can pull it out and try it again. There you go. So it just snapped into place. Now you'll get this side to side movement in there. That's good. That's what you're looking for. And you're pulling your wire over from the fan into the center. That's so it will align with the split in your stinger front cover. Okay. Start threading that through there. Align your wire with your split. Start one screw, move to the next. Snug that screw, move to the first one, and snug. Okay, now you want to make sure you don't have a wire or anything caught between the sensor and the chassis on here. These wires can all be bundled over. Just make sure you've got a little bit of play in them, so when the cover goes on it doesn't interfere with anything. I like to leave a little slack in this sensor wire. As this moves back and forth, you don't want that sensor wire straining and bending back and forth. So we're going to keep that out, keep a little loop or keep a little slack spot in it. Not a very elegant word, but we're going to stuff these wires into here. The Bowden tube goes out in front of the cover. The center hole, center notch is for the wiring harness. And on the right is your probe wire. Just going to route those wires up and into that space, that blank space in the cover behind there. Be careful that we don't snag anything. We want free movement on those wires. This is a good time to test that, free movement theory. We're a little tight. It's always good to just check that out. Okay, there's a, probably not a good thing, I have a zip tie that I bundled the wires together with it, and that is what was rubbing against the cover. So you want to watch for that. Now, while you're back here working on this, this is a good time to inspect your cross car. You want to make sure there's no slack in the wheels or any movement in the wheels. Everything seems real tight. You want a little bit of resistance on the wheels. Check those out while you're back in here. A little resistance on the bottom wheel. Everything's great. And you check once more for movement on the Stinger. Here's our movement. That's it. And we'll, one more test. We're going to move this down. And we are going to check for activation. The light stays on until it's activated. We're just going to push up on this gently. Within the first couple millimeters, your light should go out. Done.
I want to thank everyone for joining us today. My name is David Aschenbrenner, and my email is technical@3dprinttoform.com. Thank you.